will bring back what I learned.
Thank you. Please
Have a good
represent
session.
us. Please represent us there.
I will do. I will do.
Thank you
Hey,
so much.
Marlon. Bye, Marlon.
Bye. Thank you. Please represent. Marlon, you're looking very ethereal. Is that the word? Hey, you've got the light of.
Hi, Olivia. Hi, Ross. Hi, Tara.
Hi.
Do you want to check in, David?
Yes, let's start with you.
Yeah, checking in. Very grateful. Very tired though. Very busy. Just struggling to manage time. Got a lot happening out here. A lot of clients coming into work. Obviously, I have to be available when I'm not meant to be available, if that makes sense. So, just struggling to prioritize what's important. And I don't help myself. Like today, I've played paddle. I have done a strength and conditioning session in the gym. I took two clients on a 10K run, um, and now I'm here. So yeah, and then today I've not really
Wow,
had the time. So,
I get exhausted just listening to you.
I know.
Paddle and a 10K run. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to manage my time a lot better and slow down.
No problem. Okay. Who are you taking, Marlon?
I'll tag Ross.
Cheers, Marlon. Yeah, I'm tired, but exhausted. I had an accident in the camper van on Friday, which was a bit crazy. The whole family was in it, so it was a bit of a difficult one. But we're all safe. No one was hurt. It was like super low speed. Really strange one. But camper van is gone to heaven now, and we have to move on to the next one. So that was a bit stressful. I was on Friday, so been getting over that really the past few days and just relaxing. But yeah, now I'm here. Happy to be here. I will tag in Terry.
I'm worried about being here and not knowing what to expect, as Marcus thought it would be a good idea, as it's my son that hopefully he's going through recovery, but I'm not sure he's how he's recovering. So to see how I can support him. So I'm here with questions, and I'm grateful that you've allowed me to see what I can perhaps do to help. Thank you.
Great. Who are you tagging? Can you see the
Oh,
screen?
sorry. Yeah, Olivia. I'm tagging Olivia. Sorry.
Don't say sorry. That's great.
Morning, thank you, Terry, and welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm trying to get Juanita onto their Zoom, but I can see her name, but that's about it. So yeah, I'm all good with me. Been busy week. All good.
Okay.
David.
Well, let's try Juanita. Juanita, I see you're muted, and there we go.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you, yes.
Oh, perfect. I'm so sorry. I am invisible at the moment. Lovely to be here. Olivia kindly brought me along. I'm feeling quite energized, and this looks something quite very, very different to what I have come across previously. I have been in the addictions field for about, what, 6, 7 years now. And it's nice to see something different and to get a different outlook on what there is out there. So thank you for welcoming me, and I shall endeavour to find my face.
Good stuff. Okay. So I'm David, and I'm facilitating this morning. I'm feeling a bit groggy, I must admit. I've been struggling with sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night and then I go back to sleep and then I wake up and it's like, oh, so I'm a bit like that. It's nice to see Marlon coming in from Thailand, and I'm assuming everyone else is in the UK. We
Yep.
usually have some people from South Africa here and the Netherlands, and but it seems a bit UK today. Marlon, Olivia, and Ross have been around a while. Yep. So they sort of know what happens here. So welcome, Terry and Juanita. You're more than welcome here.
Thank
The
you.
way this works is you can come and try a couple of coaching sessions and classrooms to see if it's something that might work for you. We are essentially a training classroom, so this isn't therapy. However, learning new things you might find therapeutic. Yeah. And this also isn't really about addiction. This is more about recovery. Yep. And recovery, for me, everyone has a different opinion of what recovery is. But for me, recovery is the thing that you recover back, what you get back. And this is essentially training people with lived experience as well. So people have lived experience often with recovery, whether that be someone who uses substances, someone who's got some sort of neurodiverse diagnosis, or whether you're a family member or an employee of somebody that interacts with that. Yep. So Marlon, for example, has lived experience with substance use disorder. He has stable recovery, and now he's working in an environment where he's helping others. And he's trying to adjust to the chaos that role has brought him today, for example. Yeah. Terry, you're arriving here. It's been suggested to you, and you're most probably thinking, what am I doing here? How did I end up here? What am I going to say? What's this all about? Juanita's most probably thinking, oh my God, what's going on with the technology? They can't see my face, my voice. So there's most probably anxiety in the room. Yep. So the first thing that I think we should do is place where coaching sits and where it doesn't sit. Yep. So we are not therapists. People here might have therapeutic experience, they might have clinical experience, there might be doctors, there might be psychiatrists, there might be nurses, there might be social workers, they might have some professional skills, but that's not what this is. People might have experience with mutual aid groups, also known as 12-step fellowships, family support groups, things like that. That is not this. Yep. And people have lives. Yeah. People have pasts. People might be married, divorced. They might have all sorts of things. So let's whip around the room a bit, and let's leave Juanita and Terry till last. And the reason for that is just to get a little bit of hopefully to feel settled. However, their anxiety might rise up and they might think, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? And then they don't listen. Yeah. But let's just do a bit of a pies check-in. So a pies check-in is how you're feeling physically, intellectually, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. Yeah. So I'm David, I'm checking in. Physically, I'm a bit tired. Intellectually, I'm quite stimulated. Yep, emotionally, I'm excited. Socially, I feel connected and excited, and I've got FOMO, missing out, because I think I should be on the funding training as well as this one. And then spiritually, I'm just trying to work out what it's all about now that I'm 60 years old and I'm becoming a grandpa again for the third time. So I'll tag Ross. He's muted.
Classic. Do you mind giving me like the prompts and me answering them, because I can't really remember the prompts.
Yeah, so it's physically.
Yeah, I'd say physically I'm feeling great, yeah. Yeah. I've got a blister on my hand, but apart from that I'm all right. Yeah. Feel good.
Intellectually.
Yeah, I feel probably lacking a bit of stimulated around that, really. I feel like I'm just kind of I know from the accident on Friday, I've kind of just been like being mindfulness, trying to be more mindful and just focusing on just relaxing. Did a lot of stuff in the garden, so yeah, intellectually, I'm kind of just I feel stable, if that's all right.
Emotionally.
Again, probably a bit rocky from the accident, but I feel like on the whole, like I'm accepted it's happened, and yeah, everyone's safe, and I feel like again I'm pretty stable there. Yeah.
Socially.
Yeah, I feel all right. I'm happy to be around you guys and having a chat, an educational chat. Spent a lot of time with family and friends over the weekend, which was nice. So that was good. Yeah, and the sun was out, which was perfect. Yeah.
And spiritually.
Feel quite spiritually connected. I feel quite blessed, actually. Very grateful of life.
Like, thank God I'm alive.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Olivia.
Physically, am I on?
Yep, you're on. You're doing
I'm on.
great.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm feeling well. I've just been around the park twice with Juanita, chasing after her dog. So we got loads of exercise this morning. Educationally, I am busy. That's the only way I can describe it, because I'm applying for courses and stuff like that. So it's just kind of busy at the moment. Emotionally, I am stable, I am happy, and I'm grounded. Socially, it's a bit quiet. Social events are a bit quiet. I kind of do lots of things with my son. That's the most social thing I'm doing with other people outside these rooms. And spiritually, yeah, grounded with my spiritual self.
Okay. Marlon, you're up next, mate.
Physically feeling very, very fit. Intellectually, how am I feeling intellectually? Intellectually, finding very difficult. Emotionally, stable. Socially, I'm extremely drained. And spiritually, I'm feeling, I'm feeling very content in myself.
Okay. Terry.
Physically, I'm fine, fighting fit. I'm an old lady, but I run 4 times a week. I run quite a lot of miles. I'm fit and that's great. Emotionally, I'm very concerned. I feel it's a bit of a roller coaster particularly with my son. So that's very, draining emotionally. Intellectually, I'm excited about this because I'm hoping that this will give me something that I can help with without interfering, if that makes sense. Something to, so I'm excited there. And socially, it's great. I do lots of stuff. I stay well connected. That keeps my head clear as well. And I suppose that fits with the spiritual connection. I feel well connected. So those two are kind of because I do a lot socially, I do feel connected with a lot of, I'm very fortunate, very grateful for some of my connections to my great friends, and for people like Marcus, who's been incredible support. So yeah, it's me.
Great. Juanita.
Sorry, I'm still battling with this, but we'll get there. First one, what was it? Sorry, apologies.
Well, before we start that, did you get your dog?
Oh, I caught her in the end. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like born free. Yeah, she first time off the lead.
Okay. Okay, I can relax now. Okay,
Oh,
physically, how are you doing?
knackered.
Exhausted? Yeah. Okay.
But
Intellect,
refreshed.
intel,
Intellectually, overload, as I'm in my last year of my counselling level 4.
okay,
So overload. So I needed that this morning actually to blow away some cobwebs.
okay. Emotionally,
Um,
overload, I guess.
yeah, but otherwise okay, in a good place, grounded.
Okay. And socially and spiritually?
Socially, where I want to be, enough people of quality in my life. So that has made me spiritually comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So we started building the container at 10 o'clock UK time. What time is it in Thailand, Marlon? What was that?
25 past 4.
25 past 4. Okay, great. Okay. So we always start the container by checking in. Yep. And then we contract as to why we're here. So we're here to learn about coaching. And for people to get certified as coaches, they need to attend 20 classes. Yeah. 20 2-hour classes to become recovery coaches. Yeah. And there's some theory and there's some practice and there's some other things that people need to do so that they can call themselves a certified recovery coach. Okay. Now, there are 3 things we do. We do the theory, the practice, and then the process of recovery coaching. And these classes really work on the process of recovery coaching. And the process is how does the theory and practice impact me as an individual? And how do I use that to keep myself safe so I can use my lived experience as an asset to assist somebody else? Yeah. So, for example, Ross has just been through a car accident. Yep. His camper van's gone to camper van heaven. His family is safe, but he clearly got a huge fright from being in an accident. Is that correct, Ross?
Yeah.
Yep. And that's like, there's some big stuff there. Yep. And we can just kind of ignore it to move on. Okay, fine. Yep. Yep. Terry, you've come on here and you've mentioned your son and some anxiety around your son and wanting to come here to help you with your relationship with your son. Yeah. So I'm sitting here thinking now, would it be appropriate now to talk about that a bit more, to get a bit more curious, to give you some more space, or should we hold back a bit and just allow you to sit and feel the area? Yep. Marlon is getting overwhelmed with the chaos of being there for everyone, the chaos of addiction, and Marlon's been around a while. Yep, so he's quite robust in this environment, and we could talk about that. Yeah. Juanita's still trying to get her breath and worried about a video, and thank God she got a dog and was born free and let off the lead. And Olivia's just relieved that her friend's been invited here and is now on the IT system. So there's a lot going on in this container, yes? Okay. The other thing about coaching is the agenda comes from the client. So the agenda would be, we've built the container, we've contracted, we've checked in. Yep, the agenda would be, what would you like to talk about? But before we get there, was there any homework from Ross and Olivia who were here last week? Was there any accountability from last week? And that's usually when Ross looks left to right and thinking, oh, fuck, was there anything? Oh, shit, I can't remember.
No, I don't think there was. It was us three, wasn't it? We had a conversation.
Yeah.
It was just the three of us. I can't remember any. Correct me if I'm wrong, Olivia. But can you?
No, I think you're on the point. I'm just going to agree because
No, we had a great conversation. It was quite personal. It was great. Yeah. Mm.
All right, because one of the things that we're trying to do with coaching is always forward the action and deepen the learning. So we're always looking to move forward. Whereas often therapy or counseling or stuff like that can be caught in the past, processing trauma or whatever, to be able to move forward. Okay, so we're not in competition with those. We want to focus on an area that will improve those outcomes. Yeah. So Terry, I've got to manage my own anxiety and enthusiasm here, but I'm so curious to find out more about you. But also, I was also anxious that maybe you need some time to just kind of relax and find out what it is that we're doing here. But could I ask you what brings you here today? What would you like to get out of, if you sign up for the training, what would you like to get out of this?
It's how to help my son. He's an alcoholic, and he is, at the moment, he's not drinking, I think, he says. And it's actually that window of helping him, or knowing how to help, if I can, recovery. Whether I'm too close and it might be I help somebody else and Marcus helps my son, I don't know. So I suppose it's looking for ways to help him.
Okay, so what if we said that this course could hopefully help you as a family member of somebody who might be an alcoholic, who might have substance use disorder? I know nothing about your son, and the reason I'm wording it like that is, one, to protect your son's confidentiality, yeah, and two, to put the focus on helping you as a concerned parent.
Yeah, I attend Al-Anon, which is all about me.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So
yeah. And I've also had some counselling, some support, again, about me. And it's so what I can do. I mean, I suppose where I'm struggling, I couldn't have coped without the support I've had. I wouldn't
Great.
have coped. I absolutely wouldn't. So I'm looking at how I can get him to cope without, as a parent, it's you're too close. So it's almost how I take it a step back and how I can become a better coach rather than saying, have you done this? Don't do that. You know, the motherly things. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so you've got a lot of recovery experience for yourself by going to counseling and going to Al-Anon. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So if you decided to go and coach and this is something that you wanted to do, and I came across a family member that needed coaching, I would be able to say, "Oh, Terry's got great lived experience in this area."
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another two slight other parts of it. I have a very close friend who's retired as a nurse who's very keen on helping Simon. And I mentioned this to her, so it might be better she did this, so to help. And the other thing is, I volunteer 1 day or 2 days a week at a centre for people with mental health issues. A lot have got addictions, and I actually thought it might help there as well. So there's quite a
Wow,
few
you got a lot of experience, sir.
aspects. Yeah, well, lack of knowledge sometimes it's frustrating because it's obvious that the people running this, I mean, I've worked for this voluntary thing for 10 years, they don't understand addictions, and we have issues that arise that you just think could be better handled. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. So you'd like to come here to learn how to um, support the services that you're volunteering at doing a better job.
Could be. I mean, I'm hoping that, yeah, magic panacea, but yeah, to be able to do things better, yeah, more effectively.
Okay. Okay, great, cool. So
We
that's good. And Juanita, what brings you here?
To get a different perspective of one size doesn't fit all. You're absolutely right. Therapy is can be very traumatic, limiting, etc., and also expensive. So, looking at a different perspective of helping people that are struggling, either the client or, as Terry is, a parent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what makes you interested in this?
I think it's a different approach, and I'm interested in it being less heavy. And I use the word heavy as in, I was talking to Olivia earlier about this assignment I've got to do about Freud, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this man was actually taking cocaine in the 18th century, and I've got to write about what signifies about wolves, and a part of me feels like we need to move on and be realistic and in the 21st century. And I'm looking for something a little bit more in the 21st century and in the present, and that we can use here and now, as opposed to, really pulling on old tools. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying that not one size fits all.
Okay, I got the Freud using cocaine part. What was the other part? Writing about wolves.
Yeah, it's basically the Oedipus complex, and it's about a Russian boy and interpreting his dream wolves outside a window. Yes, the Oedipus complex.
Oh, this is exciting. Great. Okay.
Well, but at the end of the day, Freud was a cocaine user.
Good
and
choice.
and I've got to go on learn about interpret his dream, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, okay. And what would you like to learn about?
The here and now,
The
and
here and now. Okay,
yeah.
great. And how are you feeling right here, right now?
Really good. Apart from my video, it's really bugging me, and it's not the first time it's happened. My husband's just had a quick play as well, and he's like, we need to take this back because it's quite a new computer as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, bit frustrated about that, but otherwise very positive. I'm a very positive person anyway.
Okay. All right. And what makes you interested in addiction?
What makes me interested in addiction? Because it can happen to any of us. I'm gonna have to hold that thought. The postman's coming. I'm so sorry. I'll come back to you.
Okay. No problem. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, the Trump administration basically approved to fast track FDA approval of psychedelic drugs treatment to help with addiction treatment, which really reverses the war on drugs which happened under the Nixon administration in the 70s. And after Nixon got impeached, Ford came in, and Ford's wife came up with the Betty Ford Clinic, which rolled out the 12-step treatment model around the world called the Minnesota model. And the Minnesota model has been the main addiction treatment methodology in the Western world for the past 50 years at least. 100 years almost, if you want to bring in the start of the AA Big Book. Yep. And the AA Big Book, which is Bill Wilson, and which was founded in basically in Christianity, yep, was based on advice from Jung. And Jung was a student of Freud
Rolling heaven.
before he before he broke away. Yeah. So the whole of this vein of recovery, you could say, was using Juanita's words, was formed by a cocaine addict doctor. Okay, so let's just put that aside and we'll leave that for the doctors. What we're interested in is what is recovery? What do we get back? Yeah. So, what has addiction taken from you? Terry is clearly addicted to her son, just like every mother is addicted to their child, because they have to be, because that's what keeps children alive, is the parent's obsession, particularly the mother, around their baby. Would you agree with me?
Absolutely.
Yep. Yep. Fathers have to provide for the mothers to look after the baby. And men become obsessed with providing. Does that make sense? Would you agree with me on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when men can't provide, yep, for their children or their families or their basic responsibilities, and people start telling them that they're fuck ups, Yep, they start to experience the consequences of that, and it starts to impact their self-esteem. Would you agree with that? Yeah. And then people that are using substances, yep, start to deteriorate down, and more people start to tell them that they're fucking up. It's the drugs, and the person denies it, justifies it, and goes deeper and deeper. It's not the drugs, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, whatever. And they're in a state of denial around it. Yeah. Then something happens. Then they move into a state of recovery. And then they've got to start to build things up, to start over, to rebuild, to recover. Yep. So when does that happen for people? So talk amongst yourselves, because I'm 60 years old and my bladder's weak and I have to go to the loo.
Terry, I was just going to say that we had a lady from the Netherlands who's in the same position as you're in now, and she's gone on to kind of facilitate her own groups now with this training. So it is worth doing, because and she's she'd done it for that. She couldn't help her daughter, but she could see how it wasn't. There's no place for everybody else, so she kind of put her direction there.
Yeah.
Then stuck with it. Like to kind of, because when you're too close, it gets too much, doesn't it?
I think so. But it was just if I could learn any techniques, but also, as you say, using it for others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just such a hard process to go through.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like from us? Like, what would you like to? Do you want any questions or anything like that you'd want to put forward to us?
No, I think I'm just interested to find out more. I think it's always, well, every day's a school day, isn't it? It's so much learning. So any techniques, any ideas, it's always good to find out more how you can help in other ways if you can't help your own. Yeah. So no, just finding out.
Okay, can everyone see the whiteboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we have what we call a culture of learning. Sorry, I think how do I undo that? Well, a culture of learning. Yep. And then people enter what we call a culture of addiction. Yep. So they start to use a substance, misuse it, abuse it, whatever. So they go use, misuse, abuse, and become dependent on it. And we can see them go mad. So the family members and everyone can see this person deteriorate and go down into a culture of addiction. Yep. And they might need to go into treatment. Okay. So Olivia, I know you've ended up down here in treatment before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else here?
I've been down there.
Yep.
Is this algebra? You do some algebra?
Algebra, yes, it's very close to algebra. Yeah. Marlon, you been in treatment?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Juanita?
I certainly have.
Okay, great. All right. And Terry, has your son been in treatment before? Yeah, okay. So then people come out of treatment. Well, in treatment, people should learn about a culture of recovery. Yep, they should learn about things like denial and justification and all that sort of stuff, and they'll teach them the disease concept or trauma or whatever, and then they'll talk about a culture of recovery. They'll come out of treatment and then they'll enter the world of recovery. Yep. So recovery coaching sits in this block here. Does that make sense to everyone? Does that picture make sense to everyone? I'm not sure that you can see. Yeah. Okay. I'm all self-conscious now. Ross says it was algebra. Suddenly, my childhood trauma of not being good enough at drawings surfaced. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I want us to remember is where we place coaching. Coaching is about having a conversation with someone that's about wellness. Yeah. So Marlon, tell us about your clients.
My clients, well, the treatment centre that I'm currently volunteering at, all the clients are in because from behavioural issues to substance to alcoholism, and yeah, they've come to a place of safety, looking to try and put a stop to the destruction that's been going off in their life. So they're trying to find a foundation which they can build upon to be able to, one day at a time, not pick a drug up or act out or pick a drink up. Pretty short and brief, really.
Okay, so you're essentially, your clients fly out from the UK to Thailand for treatment.
Yes, it's international rehab, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so they fly in and they're coming to you for treatment.
Mhm.
And you're a volunteer in that center and you're learning about coaching. Yep.
Yes,
And
yeah.
and you help people's sober companion to get them in. Yep.
Yeah, so I've got a bit of a dual role, but my main role is to to pick up from the airport to bring across to the island of where the treatment centre's on. So I pick them up in crisis majority of the time, and I have travelled further away to come and do what we call a type of intervention.
Yep. Okay, cool. So you're right in the front line of the chaos,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. And then well done for that, by the way. That's a hell of a job. Yep. And then you get people to the facility and then they
Mhm.
go through a process. So they'll detox and then they'll enter a program and then hopefully one day they'll leave treatment and reintegrate back into the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Okay, cool. All right. So this training is essentially about for when people are kind of reintegrating back into the world. Yeah. Who gets impacted by that person's behavior?
Loved ones and friends.
Loved ones, the family. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Terry, yep, you're a mother of someone who's struggling with alcohol, yep, and you've gone to get support for yourself and help for yourself, and you work at a charity as well or something like that, and your feeling is we can be doing better.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I think so too. Yep, yep. What is it that you think we could be doing better?
I think certainly understanding, and I think certain things about judgmental, how to stop people can you prevent people from being judgmental? How people should understand that they exacerbate a potentially a situation that could be soothed by not understanding and by making judgments. And you hear comments, well,
So the stigma is huge.
stigma's huge, and yeah, it is, but it's also a number of people who seem to think that people have got a choice whether they drink or take drugs or not.
Okay, so there's a lot of ignorance still.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of ignorance and a lot of stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just stop, pull yourself together. Why aren't you like your sister? She doesn't use, can't you be like everyone else?
Yeah.
You know, blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, that's not going away, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, I had family members, sorry to chuck in, but I had family members like when I've come to rehab, which believe that I should be put in I shouldn't have the luxury of going to a rehab and I should be locked in a container, for instance. That's like one of the examples of one of my family members, and they still to this day um they aren't proud of me in any sort of way that, you know, I'm living a clean and serene life. They believe that I should have it hard.
Yeah, you must suffer. You must
Suffer,
punish
basically,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a relative, a family member.
Yep, that's so these are the sort of challenges that we find ourselves with. Yeah. So we'll be working in a system where everyone has an opinion. Some people think, well, Marlon should, why are you sending him off to a bloody luxury rehab? He should be stuck in a container in the middle of the Outer Hebrides and give him porridge to drink, and he must be hard. Yeah. So a lot of families have a lot of unprocessed anger, which gets directed towards the affected other for whatever reason. Yeah. All right. So you can already see this thing's starting to get complicated. All right.
There's another step in there for me is, and I don't know whether this is pertinent or not, but what have I done wrong to enable to let this happen to yeah. So for me as a parent, I've obviously been a bad parent, and that's really harsh. That I can't lose.
Yeah, okay. So somehow in my child's childhood, I've fucked up and I've damaged them forever.
Mm.
Yeah, excuse my language, Terry.
Yeah.
I struggle to find nice words at times, but
It's true.
but it's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the somehow this is my fault.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Great. Okay. All right. Is that true?
No,
No.
not
Who's
at all.
saying no? Who's saying no?
Juanita.
Yep, and Olivia. How do we know it's true? We haven't even asked Terry yet. We're just assuming that it's not true. Terry, is that true?
I think it is. I do think parents got some influence as people are growing up, and somewhere along the way, I've either not encouraged one thing or not stopped another. I don't know. I don't. I wrestle with that one a lot. So I think.
Okay, so you're not sure. It might be true. It might not be true.
Mm, mm.
Okay. All right. So what sort of things happened to people in the past that caused them to be substance users in the present?
The thing is,
That's a question to everyone.
with me, David, I lost both my parents when I was quite young, but I never blamed that part of my life the cause of my addiction, if that makes sense. So it's like not to kind of think so badly of yourself as a mom because, you know, it just happened to anyone, you know.
So you were orphaned.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
yeah,
And how old were you when you were orphaned?
12 and 14. So 14 when my mum died.
Okay, so you lost your dad at 12 and your mum at 14.
Yeah,
Yep. And when did you become an alcoholic?
when I was about, ask Juanita. No, she was the one that helped me, bless her. About 37 when I kind of really hit off. So, yeah.
So 37 minus 14 is what, 23?
Yeah, something like that.
So 23 years later, you started drinking alcoholically because you were orphaned.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not, I don't blame that
No,
for my alcoholism.
no.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't blame it. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't blame, like, even though I grew up without my parents, like, sometimes you go to the room and people say that stuff, like, oh, it was my parents, or it was this, or it was that. I can honestly say that did not cause me to be an alcoholic.
No.
Okay, so when people confronted you about your alcoholism and say, Olivia, you got to sort your shit out, you wouldn't turn around and say, well, had you lost your parents at 14
Yeah,
years old, you would be an alcoholic too.
yeah,
All right, so that's a golden wound. Yep. And a golden wound is where something is traumatic and you use that story to justify
yeah,
the present. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And you're not doing that.
No,
But other people might do that, and it would
yeah,
be a very justifiable wound to use. Yep. And if the coach hasn't got the ability to hear the story, if the coach sits there and goes, oh, I'm not trauma informed, I can't do this, I can't, you've got to go off for trauma treatment or something, and refer the person on, that might add to the problem. Does
yeah,
that make sense, what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So in your case, okay, so why did you drink?
Just became a habit, and then the progression, and then yeah, just that was my way of life, and I couldn't cope without alcoholism. Well, I couldn't cope because I'd
Okay,
wake up in the morning.
so it became a habit.
Yeah, it was like I was just like the average normal drinker, at weekends and stuff like that. And then I split up with my husband. My girls were going to his for the weekend, so I went out at the weekends. And then COVID happened, and it kind of was in the week then, and then it just kind of progressed and progressed and progressed. And then there was no way back for me until I kind of got the help that I needed.
Okay, so your habit turned into an addiction where you were physically addicted. Yeah, you couldn't stop and you almost fucking died from it.
Yeah.
Sorry to just turn up the volume, but
When Nita seen me when I was really ill.
yeah, okay. And is it okay if I talk a little bit about your story?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you almost drank yourself to death. You got cirrhosis of the liver, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And that's got fuck all to do with your trauma. That's got to do with becoming a habitual alcoholic, going through a divorce, and then being stuck at home during COVID, and all you knew what to do was to drink. Okay. Olivia, I am so grateful that you come to these trainings.
Thank you.
I'm very grateful. Thank you for that. And thank you for chasing Juanita's dog to try and get it back on the lead. All right. Okay, so it's 11:01. Some people have to leave early today. Who was that? Was that you, Terry?
I've got another Teams at 11:30. My paid work, not my voluntary work.
Your paid work. All right. Are we all right then if we take a 4-minute break for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just get a. And while you're having a break, just think about what you've learned today, because I'm going to ask you when you come back.
Which one? How's your son, Terry?
He's
Not
almost
really.
40.
Ah, okay.
David, I think Luanita is going to go out and come back in again.
Okay. Is he working, Terry?
No, he's got ankylosing spondylitis. So, which I think it was that he calls it he calls alcohol his medication. I think it started with nobody took any notice of when he had backache, and so he hasn't worked since lockdown. That's when his drinking started really heavily.
Okay.
And then they diagnosed his ankylosing spondylitis, and it's got worse. And yeah.
And what helps with the, what's it called? Ankylosing spondylitis?
Ankylosing spondylitis. It's his bones are fusing. It's basically a very severe arthritis type thing of the body, so he's quite hunchback now, and see, he's on some medication that doesn't really help an awful lot. He's attending a COPE clinic, which is about controlling pain. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows whether it will be an alcoholic without this or not? You know, I don't know. But his diagnosis was made. The consultant said it was 10 years too late because the GP didn't take any notice. So the medication can stop the ankylosing spondylitis getting any worse, but it can't make it any better. So he's living with a problem. So that, I don't know whether that's an excuse, or you don't know how they're linked. You don't know whether one would be better without the other, or that he wouldn't be an alcoholic if he hadn't got ankylosing spondylitis, or whether if he didn't drink, the AS would be not as painful. It's all intertwined, isn't it? Body and mind.
And what kind of alcoholic is he?
How do you mean?
Well, does he drink and get violent? Does he just
No. He's rude, but he's not physically violent. He loses his legs, and he gets abusive, yeah, but not. I say that sometimes he's just docile. Sometimes he just falls down at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah. Yeah. He's never been a functioning alcoholic. He's not working, but I don't know when he slipped into becoming, how, whether choosing to drink and then being dependent on drink happened. So he worked up until lockdown, and then I think that seemed to be where it's accelerated. So he's not a functioning alcoholic.
And what was he doing?
He was a chef, which was the worst thing, actually, which we didn't know, for his posture, etc., for his bones. He often complained of backache, and we didn't take any notice. Yeah.
Okay. All
Well, I
right.
say we didn't take any notice. He went to the doctors, and the doctor just said, "Oh, can I get on with it?" So you think the doctor's right, don't you?
What a horrible situation. Okay.
So
Okay,
he's
let's
got
get.
huge. Sorry.
Yeah, he's
So
good.
he's got huge anxiety levels as well, because he's no confidence anymore, and he was always a very bright, confident child, and now he's got no confidence in anything. Yeah.
That must be very hard for you to witness.
The anxiety will be the alcohol, though.
Yeah.
Well, it exacerbates it, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. So let's check in quickly. I'm checking in, feeling yeah, it's nice to have some new people to the container. It certainly changed it a bit. It's like, oh, okay, now we're back here, and that's the way we go. I've learned that what have I learned? There's a lot of people suffering out there. I'll tag you, Olivia.
Oh, thanks. Just towards Terry, really, that it can happen to anyone, just kind of try not to take the blame for everything. It's just.
What have you learned, Olivia?
I've learned that people still stigma against parents, which
Lots of stigma, huh?
like the stigma, like about the family. There must be something wrong in that family for somebody to become an alcoholic, and that parents are more as confused as like my daughters were confused with me, like parents are confused with their children.
Okay. Marlon, are you back?
Ross is on the phone.
Yeah. Okay, Juanita.
I've learned that there's a lot for people to learn, that there is a lot of historic history in addiction, and there's a lot of biology in addiction that people are unaware of. I will share with you that both myself and my sister are in addiction, and we're recovered alcoholics. And my mum doesn't drink at all. So my mum scratches her head wondering where the hell she got these two crazy girls from. But we have both, as I say, recovered. We both work our program. Nobody in our family immediately was a drinker. So my mum actually was a psychiatric doctor, and she still finds it yeah, she thinks AA is a cult, but she thinks that's okay because as long as my daughters are still sober, I don't care if it's a cult. Like, Mum, it's not a cult. So I've learned that there's still a lot of education uh, is required, and I think that it's stigma that holds it back.
Terry?
I just think there's so much to learn. And already you've said some salient points that I will take forward. And both something you, Anita, said and you have said about there's lots of counselling. It's about looking back. But actually some of this, and my son looks back all the time, what I could do, but it's all about moving forward, learning what can be done, how you can take your life, rebuild. I think you used the word rebuild, regrow.
Okay. Cool. Marlon, are you still running around with the monkeys in Thailand? And Ross is on the phone. Okay. All right. Oh, there he
I'm
is.
back.
There he is.
I'm
Marlin's back. Yes.
I'm checking in, energized.
What have you learned, Marlon?
What have I learned? To be honest, I don't really know what I've learned apart from what's really helpful for me is to hear a loved one come into this capacity and share openly about how addiction is affecting her relationship with her child, which really, every time when Terry was talking, I was resonating with so much because I could see my mum in the similar sort of conversations I'd had with my mum so many times, especially when she said where she, feels like she's let her son down in a particular type of way or what she done wrong, and she questioned her own sanity and her own actions and her own life, and that's exactly what my mum would break down and say to me, Marlon, what have I done wrong? Why are you like this? So it was really heavy for me to hear, but beautiful in a sense where my mum always felt alone with it until she sort of explored a few particular avenues and started to gain a little bit of an understanding around it and know that she's no part to blame in it after me sharing and other people sharing and hearing other people's experience. So yeah, it was it was really sad to hear, but nice to hear that Terry's trying her hardest to to explore different avenues to be able to understand alcoholism addiction as a whole, and to see how she can, potentially look at helping other people, which, I really liked that when she said about wanting to help other people, because I truly believe that it will help and give you a lot of the awareness and strength that you need to be able to handle the situation with your loved one. So it was really insightful.
And what had your mum done wrong?
My mum didn't do anything wrong. My mum didn't do anything wrong, man. She was there for me. My mum would always give me her last £10. She'd do anything. I could never do anything wrong, but it was upon me that took myself to um, left school to go and live a particular type of life, which didn't serve me very well. It was unstoppable.
Yeah, I
They
was the
they
same with
they
my
try.
mum.
My mum would try and contain me as a teenager by, instead of me, you know, not leaving to my own devices, but tried to leave me to my own devices so that I couldn't, comply with what she was asking of me. So she'd create a contained environment where, for instance, my friends would all be able to come round to our house and do whatever we wanted to do. So it could be, so they could be there and aware it's okay if I'm in their environment and they're at our house, and to make it feel safe. But whatever she didn't work. And it's not that she didn't give up. It was just like by time after that, it was time to leave school. And I moved out when I was 17, which she was absolutely horrified about. But what can you do? No.
All right. Ross, come back when you can come back, otherwise no problem. Oh, is he there? No, he's not. Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm sadly going to have to go to get ready for my call. And I just thank you so much for letting me on. And it's been brilliant. So if I can come back next week, I will. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, come back, see if this works for you. And
Lovely.
hopefully you'll sign up and get certified. The world
Thank you.
certainly needs certified coaches, and there's a lot to do out there. So yeah,
Yeah.
really nice
Thank
to
you all so
see you.
much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
lovely to meet you,
you.
Terry.
Yeah.
Thank
See you
you.
later.
Enjoy.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So where should we go now? I'm quite interested in Marlon's story, because my mum still goes, where did I go wrong? She still feels guilty. And she still brings up stories about, oh, I should never have done this and I should never have done that. And it's like, I get fucking irritated. So, Mum, Jesus Christ now. You know. You're muted, Olivia.
As it's something Marlon said, it just reminded me that's what I used to do with my daughters. Everybody could come to my house, so I knew exactly where they all were until my alcoholism hit, and then they were like, "Get out!"
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I FaceTime my mum every day. It's like, I check in with her every day. I send her my schedule over every day. Um, a part of that is fear, my fears of her thinking that, trying to do her thinking for as if like I'm at the other side of the world, I could be up to whatever, So I feel it's my duty to keep her in the loop all the times, which she, it does help her. But when I said I delivered the news yesterday that I'm actually coming back to the UK, but I'm surprising my family. They haven't got a clue I'm coming back. So I was doing a bit of fishing around, and I said, I'm going to come back at some point this year, Mum. Like, when are you next going away? And she said, well, you're coming back in December anyway, when your visa runs out. And I was like, do you know what, Mum? I said, I don't think I will be, Mum, because with stuff that's going off with where I'm at, there'll be, employment on offer soon, because I'll be a year and 3 months, and with that comes a 1 year working visa. So I delivered that to her, and she was sounded a bit like it shook her a little bit. And I sent her a message saying, "Mum, it sounded like you really didn't want me to stay out here any longer. Can I just ask you a question?" And she put, yes. I put, "Is it because you worry about me, or is it because you miss me?" And she's put, "Of course I miss you, Marlon, but I want the best for you." So that was really, really nice. Yeah.
You've done well, Marlon.
Mm.
Whereabouts are you in Thailand, Marlon?
I'm on Koh Phangan,
Oh,
KPG.
I'm laughing because my friend's she's emigrating over there.
Oh,
She-
really? Wow.
yeah, she said to me, "You've got to come over. They've got loads of recovery places."
Yeah.
And she goes every year. She's been going for 14 years. And there's a dive school.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, no, I go to Patong normally.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very Western island, this. Very Western.
Yeah,
There's not much Thai culture on it, if I'm honest.
right.
Yeah.
There's not much. What?
There's not much Thai culture knocking about here. It's very extremely westernized compared to other places in Thailand. It's a lot of foreign businesses.
What's the recovery centre called?
It's called Helena.
Oh, okay, cool. Is there a lot of UK residents?
Yeah, there is. It fluctuates, to be honest, Janita, but it's international, so it's great because there's people from absolutely all over the show.
Yeah.
That's why I really like it. Love that.
Oh, that's amazing.
And how long is treatment there?
Well, minimum a month, and for instance, I was in there for 3 months, and then a lot of people end up stay. Everyone always comes for a month. I'm coming for a month, and then they extend and extend, and then go into sober living. But yes, it's 1 to 3 months really.
And what's the cost?
For me, my mine is, again, it's, you know how it works, David. It's different for it's a bit different, but I mean, I was very lucky because I was recommended off a very good friend. The friend was with the director, and because of my circumstances of where I was, my friend was paying for me, managed to negotiate, which was really cool. So I felt really lucky, but I was in a shared room, and it was about 17,000 UK
For how long?
for 3 months.
3 months. Okay.
17.
All right. And what happened to those two blokes that you brought, that guy and that girl that you brought to the meeting that one day?
Um, they're but trying to navigate their own life, jumping from one thing to another. They're trying to do a bit of subletting currently.
Yeah, no. I mean, they came to the coaching class. I'm more
Yeah.
interested in what went wrong here that they
Well,
didn't come back.
yeah, that's a bit of their, yeah, all up for it, but then find something new. They were interested, but you know,
Okay.
bit distracted, let's say.
A bit distracted. Okay.
You know what addicts are like.
Well, I know what humans are like.
Mm.
Marlon,
Yeah.
if you don't mind me asking, what was your substance?
I'm going to stop the
Cocaine.
recording.